Yeah, we sucked in bowl games.
I was about to say.
0-3.
Oh, and freaking 3 ball.
All right, Super Bowl.
Nah, no questions. Get out.
All right, you're done.
You're cut off.
Here you go. Hey now.
We're going to change things up this year. A little Happy New Year, first of all, to everybody. Hope everybody's had a great start to 2025. Steven, give us a little intro for this week's episode.
I'll be damned. New year, new Steven, huh? New Pat, new show. Man, I'll tell you what, that was a freaking blast at your buddy's place in Orlando, getting a chance to interact with fans and have them come on the podcast and ask us a few questions, kind of reminisce about our time during the bowl season. It was a lot of fun, man. We put down a few pints,
Yeah.
had a couple of your high school buddies and that played college football, come out and talk to us as well, and had some former players join us and just kind of talking ball, man. Obviously, the bowl game itself didn't go the way we wanted to, but poo-poo happens.
Yeah, it was.
But I mean, getting a chance to see your dad and talk with him a little bit. I mean, that was freaking awesome.
Yeah,
I haven't seen or talked to him in a while either. So I mean, it was really cool to kind of get everybody in person.
for sure.
For sure. So yeah, man. I mean, big shout out to GB's Bottle Shop, and yeah, thanks again for hosting that. That was solid.
No, it was a lot of fun, and it was. I mean, we had 50 to 60 Gamecock fans show up there, which was awesome to mingle and drink a beer, break bread, and then having, my dad, my buddy Mitch McGrath, who played at Furman, and then having Zach and Aramis on the show was cool. It was a very different show. I think something we're going to do more of kind of just keeping it light and keeping it real and keeping just true, honest conversation. So we really hope everybody enjoys this episode, and cheers to 2025 and big things ahead for Tailgate Talks.
Absolutely. Hey, and we're telling you guys right now, I'm gonna be up there in Columbia January 30th through the 2nd. We're gonna do some shows live,
Some content creation,
at
yeah.
some of our sponsored venues. So yeah, feel free to come by, and once we figure out exactly when and where, we'll let you guys know. So feel free to come out and have a cold beer with us.
Yep. Appreciate y'all. Enjoy the episode. All right, we are here at GB's Bottle Shop down in Orlando. Going to watch the Gamecocks kick some ass tomorrow.
Oh my goodness gracious, man! The bright lights are up.
The
Holy
lights
hell.
are up.
Man, look at this.
Got a bunch of Gamecock fans here.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Here you go. Hey now. We're just getting warmed up, folks.
Yeah, this is beer 2 or 3, so we're still, but I'm still young.
Very young.
But no, pretty cool to be down here, and game coming up tomorrow.
Yep.
So air after that, but coming after win number 10, 4th time in school history. Really pretty big feat for Shane and crew, especially going into the season knowing that the over/under was 4.5.
4.5. Unbelievable. I mean, you can't talk about as good a job as he's done this year with these guys. And you talked about the other day, man, how Lenore's changed gears since our thing.
Well, I mean,
unbelievable.
These people can thank us.
Yeah, no kidding. I think Lenore's can too. Give us a little
little
kickback or something.
Yeah,
huh?
he's not. He. Did you see he recommitted to Carolina?
I saw that.
He pen and papered some pretty good change, I would imagine.
Unbelievable. We were born too early, man.
Rightfully so. Yep.
Right.
But no, yeah, we're sitting here at GV Bottle Shop right here in Winter Park. Actually, a couple of my buddies from high school own this bar. So pretty good spot. Kudos to them. We got a food truck over here. Got a bunch of Gamecock fans. It's a good little setup. We're only 10 minutes from the stadium.
And 2 hours and 10 minutes from Tampa if the traffic's clear.
Yeah, I drove up from Miami.
From Miami, yeah.
So we were 3.5 hours with 4 screaming kids in the car. So I'm ready for
rock and roll. Hey, by the way, y'all don't have to be quiet. Y'all can talk and shoot whatever.
Yeah, we're gonna.
Yeah, hey, y'all can
We're gonna
rock and
open
roll.
it up here in a little bit, and y'all come ask some questions. Nothing too hard though.
The harder the better. Nope.
But no, we're
or pause, I guess they say.
I mean, with this being bowl week for Carolina and then being down here, I mean, we're in Orlando. I'm from Orlando. You're from Tampa, damn near Central Florida. So not a bad spot to play in a bowl game.
No. I mean, that's kind of the goal. If you're not making the playoffs, you want to be in a Florida Bowl.
Yep.
And after the ODU game, I think people had their doubts. I mean,
Yep.
we talked about it. We sure as hell did.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's been such an awesome transformation, especially beating Clemson's ass.
Yeah. Did you hear that, Tom? Yep. Good.
We got Clemson Tom over here. He's ready to talk some shit here shortly. But yeah, man, it's honestly amazing what Coach Beamer's done.
Yep.
And I'm super excited about the game, the future, and just see kind of what he does. But we're here. We're in Orlando.
We are here in Orlando. Big game tomorrow. Let's talk about our bowl experiences. So we started. Yeah, we sucked in bowl games.
I was about to say.
Fucking 0-3.
0-3 ball.
Oh, we had fun.
We had a blast.
We tried to tear every city down when we played the bowl game.
I don't know if we tried. I think we did.
We succeeded. We
did it in Tampa. We did it in Birmingham.
Yeah.
And
Birmingham, that was
in Atlanta.
We'll talk about it.
Yeah. I'll tell you what. Clifton Gathers messaged me today. He's like, I'm coming in at 9 o'clock today or tonight. He's like, we haven't had a beer since Birmingham. We got to have a drink today together.
You know,
like,
have you seen him? He has the
he's got the bull ring. Yeah.
He's still a scary human being.
Oh, he's a freaking moose. He's an absolute moose. He still looks like he can still play. So
yeah,
I think that'd be awesome to see. But like, we talked about on our previous shows, it's doing this podcast has brought so many of these former players together, and I think it's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's been good.
Guys that I haven't talked to in forever. I haven't talked to Captain Mundell in years.
I talked to Cap. Cap's awesome.
Cap is awesome.
He's one of the most entertaining human beings.
Oh, no doubt.
I mean, he was like that in college.
Yeah.
He was a pistol.
Oh, absolutely.
He was a lot to deal with.
He was DJ Swearinger before DJ Swearinger.
Yeah. He was
chip on his shoulder.
But he was the one who would be resistant to the workouts at times and would piss everybody off because we'd get in trouble for him.
Oh yeah.
And then we'd be yelling at him, cussing at him, and he'd come in and he'd win the rep.
Yeah.
Like shut up, guys.
Yeah. It's like, damn, do that so we don't have to get in trouble, man. God.
Yeah.
We're 240 pounds, man.
Freshman year, started out 6-1, lose 5 straight, miss a bowl game.
Yep.
Me and you went on a 21-day bender after that.
That was it? 21 days?
I think it was.
I feel like it was longer than that.
It was a long time.
It was fun.
It was a lot of fun.
It was.
And then 2008, we played that was our sophomore year, played in the Outback Bowl down in Tampa.
That was against Iowa.
That was a big, weird game for you. Like the hype around it was almost like, I remember going into it, and I felt like bad for you because it was.
We practiced at my high school. Jefferson. My high school locker was my college locker, and our locker room was the size of this freaking beer mug.
Is that a Jamie Speronis thing? Who set that up?
I don't know. I got set up for the kill shot, but that doesn't. I don't think that has anything to do with it.
But we play an Iowa team that has Sean Green, who
went on to the
to
the Fiesta Bowl the next year. We didn't play a bunch of morons.
Yeah, we did get our pushed in there.
Yeah.
But I remember the pressure of me being an Orlando kid playing in Tampa down there. I couldn't imagine playing at your high school. Having your same locker.
Yeah, it was tough. It was tough, but I don't think that's an excuse. I block all that other shit. I'm here with you guys. I'm here with the boys, and we're trying to win a damn game.
Yeah.
I thought we had a really good week of practice, and then those boys from Iowa were freaking huge. I
remember Pat Angerer was their Mike linebacker. He played with me in Atlanta. He was talking. I don't remember the play exactly, but he was like, I remember when we played you guys in that bowl game. I remember I hit your quarterback and sacked him, whatever it was. It's like he was a big son of a bitch, but man, shit.
Oh yeah, but those things don't hurt when you're 250.
Yeah.
Lenore's can attest to that.
Yeah. Lenore's is starting to lay the wood.
Oh yeah,
nice.
Yeah, he is. It is nice.
And then 2009, golly, we go to Birmingham, which is where Samford, UAB, that was a terrible bowl experience.
It was.
We went bowling.
We made the most of it. We had fun.
We went bowling, went bowling on bowl game. That was one of the functions that we did.
Yeah.
We went to the Martin Luther King Memorial. I remember and this is sad, the most fun, the best night we had out was we did trivia, and there was 17 people at the bar.
Yep.
And we drank. And we
100
won,
gallons of beer.
and we won because we forced ourselves to have fun. I think we had
4 of the 8 tables that were being used there. But going into that game, we played UConn. UConn had Greg Little. I remember the guys that I had to block. Patter Anger, Greg Little. Greg was a middle linebacker I had to block.
Yeah.
He was a stud. He's from Orlando, actually. But that game, I remember they ran, we called it, hey, little 3 at the middle. They ran 2 linebackers in the middle, and they brought the safety. So they ran 0 against us. And we couldn't pick it up. Same.
And it was freezing cold. I mean, when you got Alshon dropping slant routes, you're in trouble.
Well, that, and we play, in that game, I mean, that stadium has the press box on our sideline. We're in the shade.
We're in the shade, and it is.
They're in the sun. We're freezing our asses off. These guys.
Granted, UConn. They're used to the cold.
Yeah, I mean, they're sitting there like jumping up and down on the sidelines, and we're freezing. I remember Jarvis Giles.
From Tampa
wouldn't take his jacket off.
Yeah.
It was like, if you don't take your jacket off, you're not going to play in the game in the second half. He's like, I'm not taking my jacket off.
Man, we had a bunch of characters on that team, and that was. Could you imagine doing that now?
Oh, that's what Cam Ward did.
Yeah, and well, Cam Ward also is
going to be a first round
pick. Jarvis is going to be.
Yeah.
I love you, Jarvis. By the way, man. But man, that was. Do you remember when the fans were out there like poking through the fence, like we're cold too, mother. And we're just like, I don't know. What do you want us to do? Like,
yeah, but I'm getting hit.
Yeah,
like, you're just sitting there drinking beer.
Man, that was tough.
I will be in the fans' shoes tomorrow, so I'm gonna. It's supposed to be 75 and sunny tomorrow, so I guess I can't.
You're not in their shoes, no.
There's no relation.
But I mean, even that, UConn went on the next year to another
big
giant bowl, yeah. You know, so I mean, we didn't play a bunch of slap teams that, and we played against good teams that carried on their roster and
then you go
had succeeded the next year.
You go into 2010. We win the SEC East down in Gainesville.
Gainesville, yep.
Kind of the first time in school history we ever in the East. We go and we play against Auburn in the SEC championship game. Have a great, it's a heck of a game the first half. End of the game.
End of the first
touchdown.
half, yeah. That was.
And then just complete debauchery after that.
I mean, I'll never forget looking, when we're walking to the locker room, and I look like this over at Stephon Gilmore, and his like,
yeah.
I was like, oh boy.
We're in trouble.
We're in trouble. And that was a team of destiny. It sucks.
But I will say,
Cam was a different dude.
In a similar instance to what some of these teams are experiencing now, if you're not playing in the big, if you're not in the playoff, the 12 teams, what is a bowl game?
Right.
I mean, we played in the SEC championship game. Not that we didn't have the competitive edge, and not that we didn't have the desire to want to win the Chick-fil-A Bowl, but you kind of feel let down when you don't get that chance.
Oh, absolutely.
So then we play the Chick-fil-A Bowl. We fly into Atlanta, or I flew into Atlanta. It was the 26th of December. It was snowing in Atlanta.
Yep.
I got off the MARTA and it was snowing. I had to walk with my ginormous luggage to the Marriott Hotel wherever we were downtown.
Yeah.
We played Florida State. Florida State was a good football team. They had Christian Ponder. They had a bunch of dudes on that team. Marcus gets hurt. Was it the second play of the game, third play of the game?
No, it was on the first drive. I think it was. I don't know. I hit him on a wheel route. I forgot what it was. I think it was Bopper.
Yep.
And he turned it and went upfield, and I rolled out left and hit him on the sideline. I mean, it had to be fifth or sixth. I mean, it was early. It was early.
Yeah, I remember we were just completely depleted after that. I mean, Marcus was not our entire team, but he was like he was the steady Eddie. I mean, he ran for 1,400 yards, 1,200 yards as a freshman that year.
Yeah.
But after that happened, it was like, oh boy. Do we want to talk about that bowl game and leading up to that a little bit?
We can.
I'm
an open book these days.
In a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an interesting week because day after Christmas, we get to Mike Triglia.
Yep.
Mike Triglia's 21st birthday.
I lost a $100 bet on this to you.
Yes, you did at our very first episode.
At the very first episode.
21st birthday, we go out big, have a big night, get back to the room. I mean, like team building experience. We're all like drunk as hell. in the hallway of our floor.
It might as well have been the locker room.
And we're all jumping around, bouncing around, dancing to music, and Trig bumps into the wrong person.
Yeah.
Be mad does not be glad.
No, he
be
was
mad
not.
was very mad.
Yeah. And Donkey Konged him. I mean, that's just what it is.
And Trig tore his ACL.
Yep.
Got sent home.
How do you tear your ACL
And get
sent home on a Greyhound?
to
On a Greyhound bus.
That's
At 6 o'clock in the morning or whatever
Trig's
it was.
coming tomorrow to the game.
Oh,
he was texting
my
me
God.
earlier today.
Man, and Trick still got a good spirit about it. You know, enough time has passed. That had to be tough. That'd be so tough.
This is the same bowl game where your story came into play too. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
See where my wife's at.
This was a long time ago. You're 21 years old. You were 22 or 23 at the time.
Yeah, I mean, you know,
the whole world thinks that you got drunk the night before the game.
Yeah, it wasn't the night before, folks. It was not the night before. It was 2 or 3 nights.
3 nights
yeah,
before.
3 nights. And, you know, the one thing Coach Spear said, he had a couple rules. Very, very, very simple rules. What was it? Don't hit women.
Don't hit women. Don't drink the dark stuff.
And
No
in the bowl game, don't have girls over to the room.
Oh yeah.
I may have broken that third.
Did you drink the
that
dark
third
stuff
rule.
too?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay, so you broke 2 of the rules.
Yeah, but yeah, you know, I think everybody's. I mean, I've not been shy about it. Yeah, had a couple girls in there, and you know, pouring out bourbon and just having a good old time. And Coach Fitz comes in for the room check, and this is with Cliff, by the way.
You're clear though. You're clear after room check.
After the room, because the girls are hiding behind the curtains and in the bathroom and behind the curtains, and he does his quick little look, goes outside, and then Cliff's dumbass decides, he's like, I don't have any ice, don't have any ice. So he stumbles around to get ice. I forgot what his name is. He came back, followed Cliff into the room, and he sees all the girls in there, and Fitz comes strolling in and just absolutely berated me about a lot of different things.
Yep.
He's like, I'll see you guys at 6 o'clock in the morning.
This is when you contemplated quitting football.
Yeah. So 6 o'clock in the morning, completely forgot it happened. Me and Cliff were like, whatever. We're still drinking bourbon or whatever. We don't answer. Open the damn door.
I didn't meander down here from.
Me and Cliff look at each other like, who the f is that? Cliff's got like the dry mouth, like from me, myself, and Irene. We open the door. We're like, what the hell do you want? Let's go. Let's go. We're on the treadmill. He puts us on the treadmill at an incline like this. We're doing sprints, 30-second sprints. I don't know how many we did, but it was probably after the 10th or 12th one. I was like, I'm not going again. I'm done. Don't play me. I quit. I'm done. Football ain't for me. This ain't worth it. And Cliff's like, come on, man. Come on. You can do it. And Fitz goes, shut the f up, Cliff. Don't talk to him. Don't encourage him. And Cliff's like, oh, okay. All right. Well, all right. And I literally said, I'm not getting back on that. And Kim Fields was in there
Working out next year.
working out, and it was not just us in that room. There was like
Pedestrians.
other civilians in there that are like
guests.
trying to just walk on the treadmill, and they're like, this guy's murdering this kid. And I told him I'm done, and thankfully he didn't make me do it, and then had to meet with Coach Spurrier, and it was a long, drawn-out story, but
Well, you and Coach Spurrier got along so well. You guys just never butted heads at all.
it was so hard to get along with that guy. It was so hard.
It was very hard for a quarterback to get along with Coach Spurrier.
Yeah.
Because he was a perfectionist and he knew it to a T. Dude could draw up a football player.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. And I wish I wasn't such a dumbass. At the end of the day, and I tell the kids that I'm training today, it's like, if a coach tells you to cut your hair and shave your beard, just do it. Yeah. It's going to grow back.
Yep.
You know, me being 36 years old can say that and understand it because I've been through it.
Well, what's funny is
at 18, you can't tell me that.
Miss Jerry has said it. If she said it once, she said it 100 times. Like, you and Coach Spurrier were the same person.
100%. She's told me that a million times.
And that's why I think he had such a for you.
He just didn't know how to. He didn't know how to get through to me. He thought just
Pound.
poking me the whole time, and as opposed to kind of like slapping me in the ass, like, "Hey, man, together.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not with you anymore. Let's go." It was kind of just like put me out. The worst part about it, and you can
I think I can attest to this because I was your roommate.
Yeah, but it's
there were
like
several times that I tried to like motivate you, and it was like, all right, I'm getting nowhere. It's time to get pissed at Steven and yell.
Yeah, exactly, and that sometimes works, but when you're doing it in front of like the team and that's when I was like,
shut down.
Yeah, I'm not. You're not going to sit there and chew my ass out in front of.
Bring me in your office. Dudes. Let's have an intentional conversation.
Yeah. But I mean, it is what it is. We got a great leadership now, and talk with Jerry all the time, and was hoping to see her out here at the game. But
are they coming down?
No. But yeah, man, it was Chick-fil-A was an interesting story. Yeah. And it kind of led into the following year, and the following year was even worse, if you can imagine that.
Hey, it happens.
It always happens.
I mean, hopefully, Shane Beamer is, what's his record in bowl games? 2-0.
Yeah. Right?
One in Charlotte. What was the first?
Notre Dame, right?
Yes. 1-1. Lost to, in a freaking shootout when like, nobody had any players.
Right.
That's when everybody opted out. So Coach Beamer, under his leadership, they're 1-1 going into bowl games. I don't think we can talk about the importance of winning 10 games for the fourth time in school history.
That's a huge deal.
Because you and I never did it.
No.
Connor did it almost every year.
And I was responsible for 4 of those, 4 or 5 of those.
Yeah.
So, it's kind of crazy if you think about it.
Yeah.
You got guys like Clemson and over here just playing against a bunch of cheese.
Yeah, well, they have like 2 first overall picks of quarterbacks. Like, if you go on that type of run, congrats. It's real hard to play football and get a first overall pick.
Shout out to New Spring.
Yeah. I'll hook you guys up here in a minute. Pass off real quick.
Dad, you want to come hop on?
In a minute. You want to give away a raffle?
Why don't you come jump on real quick and tell us about your experience. Come hop in the middle. Your experience. I'll pepper you with a few.
Give them the business.
So, we grew up Gators. Like you went to Florida, Mom went to Florida. I grew up a Gator fan. I'm bled orange and blue. Florida didn't offer me coming out of high school, so it was the next best thing to go play for Coach Spurrier, a guy who we held at a very high standard at South Carolina. We knew nothing about South Carolina when we signed up for it. Like nothing.
Not much.
We went up there and visited
as
a junior.
Yep.
But tell us what kind of like the people you met at South Carolina. Tell us about the experience of being a dad of a player. Having your dad on too at some point, but like tell us about that experience of being a part.
It was actually incredible. Obviously,
you need to lean in.
Yeah.
Lean in.
You guys were freshmen early on, so you didn't get to play very much. But so the first bunch of games of the year, Mom and I just went up to the games with the Garcias and all the other freshman kids, and we just kind of watched everybody else play. But it was an incredible experience because we met so many people, and I remember, being a Gator fan. My whole life, and basically, they were very good, obviously. And when I was there, we weren't very good, but then we became really, really good. And I remember it was basically we just went into cities and we beat the crap out of teams. And
you can say,
you obviously you can cuss.
And we left, and that's the way it was. And I remember going Patrick and Stevens' freshman year to the Florida-Georgia game, and it was in Athens.
Yep.
And we never got to experience that because it was always Florida, Georgia, and Jacksonville.
Yep.
And Mom and I parked like 2 miles from the stadium. That's all we could park, and guys are barking in our faces and all that kind of stuff. And literally, I remember South Carolina fans walking by us saying, "Thank you for your son coming to the University of South Carolina. We're blessed to have your son come." And Mom and I are going, "Okay, we're South Carolina fans for a while." Florida
it's a different.
Florida was absolutely brutal. Yeah, so basically, the bottom line was the cockiness went away. And it was all about, wow. People
Just
really care.
Good Southern hospitality.
Very, very good Southern hospitality.
Look at all these Gamecock fans that showed up.
Yeah,
exactly.
These people are down here in Orlando. They didn't have to come here.
And we've met lifelong friends. Obviously, all the parents of the players, we were there, but the Flints and...
So let's go here. You missed 2 games during I played in 52 games. You missed 2.
We did. We missed the LSU game where it was like a torrential rainstorm, and we didn't get wet, and we missed the
Clemson.
Arkansas game where
No,
you
missed
guys
3
got
then.
friggin'
You
waxed.
missed 3.
Yeah, No, we were all at Clemson games.
No, you missed Clemson my senior year.
Okay, well, we went to the Arkansas
well,
game
no,
where...
no. You're not allowed to run from this.
Okay.
I scored a touchdown in that game. No,
Was that
sorry.
home or
You guys were there. You guys left early.
Yeah,
you guys
no, we
left early.
didn't miss any of the Clemson games.
Yes, you came to. You left early because there's like one road in, one road out. You're
Yeah,
like, this
totally.
He set
this
you up
is
for the.
this is
I was talking to him
miserable.
about that a few minutes ago.
You're like, this is the most miserable place to play. It took 4 hours to get out of
We
Clemson.
stayed in Greenville, Spartanburg. We left at 10 o'clock in the morning for 12:30 kickoff. We were 15 minutes from the stadium at 10 o'clock in the morning. We missed kickoff. And I said, I'm never going to Clemson again in my life. But we did go to final year you played.
Yeah.
We
You
won
played
the SEC championship.
fullback.
We beat them.
So you left early.
Yes.
You were at the game. I remember I scored. I got off, like, you leave the locker room, and I'm like, scored a touchdown. We won this big game.
Where's Mom and Dad?
Where's Mom and Dad to celebrate with? And I'm like,
We're down the road.
and the Flints were like, they left middle of the third quarter because they didn't even deal with the traffic getting out of here.
Oh, the traffic. I mean, speaking of traffic, I-4, the worst
I-4's
interstate
great.
on planet Earth.
It is.
God
It is.
almighty. What Arkansas? What year was that? Was that in Arkansas?
that was Felix Jones.
Yeah,
and,
that's when they
Oh
ran
my
for
God.
700 yards
yeah, when
against
they ran
us.
for like 800
Yeah.
yards against you guys.
I'm not going to say what I want to say because it has
That
to do with
game-
junior. Or
That
not
game
junior.
led Coach Spurrier. Remember after that game, he's like, pardon my French, he said, I'm going to go meet with the defense and try to teach
Yeah,
these guys how
yeah.
to stop the run.
Yeah.
So he met with the defense the
the
entire week.
The entire week.
He came back the next Sunday and was like, guys, I'm so glad I'm back. That was the most miserable week of my
Yeah.
life.
But it was great for us. I mean,
It was a little more peaceful.
Oh, a lot more peaceful. So much more peaceful.
Put it this way, South Carolina made such an impression on my wife and I that, I mean, for those 4, actually probably 6 years, even 2 years after you guys graduated, you still had players on that team that we were really close to. We were still very much attached. It took me a long time
So
to
South
get back
Carolina-
into Gator football.
And I don't know when we play you guys again because it's just weird.
Oh, it
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Who are you rooting for if Carolina plays Florida now? Or you can be honest.
Yeah, you can be honest. Huh?
Florida.
You're an ass.
This way. Here's the deal. I want South Carolina to win every single game except when they play.
Well, that was like.
I mean,
so.
only because we're
So
Gators.
Uncle Chris would call me if we played Florida. He'd call me right before the game. He's like, "Pat, I hope you score 6 touchdowns." I'm like, "Oh, Chris, I've scored 1 touchdown all year. Like I ain't scoring 6 touchdowns this game." He's like, "Whatever. I'm trying to be nice. Hope you score 6 touchdowns, but lose
You
by
guys
1
lose,
point."
yeah.
But while you were there, I had a problem with that, with my family and my brothers, and regardless, because to be quite honest with you, blood is thicker than water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you
That's a
guys
good-
were
that's-
there,
that's a
at
good
the end
point.
of the day, I want South Carolina to win. I was a South Carolina fan when you played South
Hey,
Carolina.
well, we beat their ass our
That was
senior year.
very- that was
Swamp,
sweet.
man,
in the
that
It
swamp.
was the first time ever in school history when the East.
I was about to
and
say
the
that
first
was-
ever SEC
That was the first time we beat him in the swamp, I think,
No,
right?
they beat him in the swamp
Remember
in
what happened in
05.
that game too? DuBose ran that opening
That's
kickoff
right.
back.
Yeah, yeah.
And you guys scored like
We
what,
were,
30
we
was
were
so loud.
We were really good at football when somebody returned the
Yeah.
opening kickoff against us for a
Yeah.
touchdown.
Well, Clemson did it the week after.
And they ended up getting their ass beat.
Yeah. So we were like, hey, we're going to gift you guys 7
Yeah,
points.
take it.
Now the lights are
That was like the flu game for CJ Spiller. He was supposed to be sick.
What an experience, Columbia, Williams-Brice. I mean, it's a great place to go to football games.
I mean, we live there now. Obviously,
Yeah.
you come up all the time. You
Yeah.
go to 2 to 3 games now a year in Williams-Brice Stadium. So, but no, I thought this was a cool, different take as a Gator, growing up a lifelong
Yeah.
Gator.
Yeah.
To like what it meant to you. Yeah. I mean, you have a lot of lifelong friends: the Inhabitants, the Flints, the Garcias, people that you still keep in touch with now.
I sat in my Gator seats the first year where you guys played. Remember that game with Tebow and the Steven Garcia story about, hey, I got one more series and I'll
yeah.
be in. We're skipping.
Wait, what?
Brandon Spikes.
Oh, Spikes went. Yeah.
Spikes
Yeah.
hit you.
I'm going to get you, boy. I'm going to get you.
Yeah, that's a PG version of what he said.
Let's talk about that a little bit. I mean, because like it's been
That was-
told.
Oh, Lordy, Lordy.
But the way I know it, obviously I didn't experience it like you, but you're like the king of being a smart ass ever. So Spike sacks you, or hit you late.
Yeah, it was a little zone read. I got like 4 or 5 yards. I mean, it was.
But he smacked you, and he's like, "If you white boy, I'm gonna be here all day." And you're like, "Well,
Coming after you.
we're switching quarterbacks every play, so you get to hit Chris Smelly this play. I'll be back to play."
Yeah, he also didn't say that either. He said something a little more.
I can only imagine.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, you give me the green light, I'll tell you what he said.
Please.
He goes, "I'll be here next. Or I'll hit you next play." And I was like,
That's kind of what I heard.
I was like, well, you won't hit me next play because I got to get the fuck out of here. You got to do that to Spelling now. But I'll see you after that.
But third down, I'm yours.
Yeah. But yeah, that next year when we almost beat him on the Wounded Warrior Project.
Yeah.
Got a chance.
Chalto had a pick.
Yeah, talked to him after the game, and he's like, "Man, you look like Brett Favre out there." Talking shit. But I was like, "Man, do you remember when you called me last year? Like, do you remember that conversation we had?" He's like,
I
just talking, yeah.
And you realize, I mean,
But
it
he's
was
funny as hell.
unbelievably special, but you were captain for that game in your freshman year at the University of Florida. When you went to the Swamp the first time, you were a captain.
When we lost by 100.
You lost 53-3 or something like that.
56, yeah, 56.
I remember we tried to run.
Yeah.
Remember, we did the throwback.
To Chris Hale. Yep.
And I remember like distinctly, Coach is like, "Hey, you're splitting the numbers in the hash. You're going to be in the alley. Like, we're throwing the ball to the alley." In the game, he's standing on, like we watched the tape 100 times. He's standing on the hash. I mean,
brutal.
the guy threw the ball. The ball landed in the alley. Threw it right over Chris Hale's head, landed in the alley.
Wasn't it Dion that threw it?
One. Probably.
I think it was.
Dion had a cannon.
Dion could flick it. Do you remember the bus ride to the airport after that game?
No. With pleasing likeness.
Jared Cook and those guys are all like laughing their ass off, and Spur was in there, and I don't think I've ever seen him that mad. And I've seen him mad. I don't think I've ever seen him that mad.
But he was mad at you.
No,
but usually he was mad at you.
I sat there and I was, we just got our asses whipped, and I'm sitting there, kind of pissed off, but I'm laughing at some of the jokes, and he just absolutely went ballistic. We just lost 56-6 to these guys, and he said a lot of other, but
all right.
Well, Tebow was there. I mean, that was
Tebow,
really
freaking Percy Harvin.
They
won the national championship.
Yeah.
That was an ugly game in the Swamp.
Well, thanks for coming.
It was awesome.
We're gonna
Open it up.
We're gonna open this up. What you got here?
This is why don't you do a raffle on that and say who did South Carolina play in the 2009 Outback Bowl?
Yeah, let's open it up and.
All right,
so we got a little different take here for Tailgate Talks. Mitch McGrath,
Outsider.
I grew up with, went to Lake Brantley High School with me, ended up playing at Furman.
Yep, right down the road.
Year behind me in 2008. You played in Williams-Brice Stadium.
Yeah.
You partied in Olympia Mills several times.
Yes, couple times. Spent a couple nights there.
Yeah.
On the couch.
On the safari.
Yeah. Safari nights.
So tell us, we were talking earlier, tell us about the experience of coming to Columbia. You were probably more worthy of an SEC scholarship offer than I was. I played a position that wasn't really recruited much. You were a white safety, which is an uphill battle, to say the least.
Yep.
They're making a comeback these days.
Yeah, white safeties are.
Cooper DeJean.
Yeah.
But tell us about your experience coming and visiting us in Columbia, having a good time.
Yeah, I got, a couple different times I visited you guys. I think the time's coming up and like texting you on like a Friday, like, hey, what's going on? And we're like an hour and a half away. Before I met Steven, I think the first time we came in, text Patrick, loaded up some of the boys, in the SUV, and we headed down to Columbia.
Yeah.
It's like an hour and a half, something like that. And I just remember like texting Pat, hey, we're here, like, Pat meets me outside. And
Keg waiting for you.
Yeah, goes up to one of the guys at the front. He's like, hey, I got recruits. And then next thing I know, like, recruits is being, like, echoed, not just from the dude at the front, the front door, but, like, everybody's, like, moving out of the way for recruits, right?
We knew how to take care of, we played that game well.
Yeah. Head up, I mean, there was, I think there was some beers and some things waiting for us. But my intro to Garcia was
some beers and some things.
I'm like, I go up there, someone's handing me beers, and I look, there's this dude, like, I don't think a shirt on, but just like a bathrobe that's like safari animals.
Yeah.
I think it was a Jaguar.
Yeah,
Jaguars. Yeah.
Why'd your starting quarterback, the bartender
I was like, who's
of
that?
the local bar?
Your bartender's got, it's like, dude, that's not the bartender. That's my roommate, Garcia. Like, also our starting quarterback. So, yeah, a lot of blue drinks going on up at Village Idiot.
Adios.
Shout out to Village Idiot,
Yeah,
Brian.
Adios,
Brian,
yep.
Yep.
But I think, those trips were awesome, especially for us. Furman, I mean, I grew up with you, right? Our high school is bigger than Furman.
Yeah.
And getting to go onto a campus and kind of being able to tag along and like ride y'all's,
I remember my senior year, we played Arkansas, and it was the time where I had, so Alan Ownby, Ryan Murphy, Wes, Mike Bayo. It was like 6 guys from home that like finally came up and visited me for that game. We ended up losing. This was Mallet.
Oh, Mallet.
In
R.I.P.
2010.
man. God.
But I remember them leaving. They're like, "Holy shit, that was an experience that I've never had."
It was cool to have for like us to come and visit you guys on the weekends because I don't know how you guys.
But now downtown Greenville's
popping off. Yeah, I was back there like a month ago, dude. It's like
Greenville's
It's changed a lot.
from when I was on there.
Yeah. I mean, Columbia's changed a lot.
I mean, speaking of the game though, like you guys
That
scared the
experience, visiting you guys, like coming and hanging out, and then the experience of, especially for a Furman team.
You can't get that experience nowadays.
Yeah.
Zero chance.
Yeah.
Everybody's got the phone. Everybody's got.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God. I wouldn't have lasted as long as I did.
And you hung on by a thread.
Oh, dangling.
But yeah, visiting you guys and in the pads and that sort of thing. First of all, like being out on the field and getting to like dap you up and hang out and stuff. I mean, I have a picture of me and Pat hanging out a little bit before the game, and you still have the
headphones on, the
Sony
Beats?
headphones with the cord.
Oh gosh.
I mean, that's how
I was so stacked.
freaking old we were. I mean, I don't even know if we had cordless
True
stuff
wireless
then,
back then, yeah.
But for us coming in and like being in that environment, something that to me, like being so close with you, like the shit that you guys get.
Are you good?
But what you guys played in every Saturday, for us, like walking into that sort of thing, that environment, Sandstorm playing, I try to go through my Facebook memories and delete stuff just because.
Thank you.
Well,
Thank you for that.
Well, let me ask you this. Yeah.
I got one of Patrick.
I don't, do not. I'm not going to accept that request. I don't want any. I'm married. No, I don't need any of that. But seriously, coming from like a Furman to playing in like a Williams-Brice, does that change your perspective at all?
I mean, I think it definitely.
Would it change for you? I don't feel like it would. You're playing in front of people, man. Like you're playing regardless.
It's probably different thrills, though. The different noise, different sounds, different
just
scale.
the environments. I think that's one of the big things. Like our high school games here in Florida, like sometimes there was.
But do you feel like you got caught up in the lights of Williams-Brice? I mean, the lights are significantly different now, but
you feel like that was a big like pre-kickoff, like that sort of stuff. You feel a little bit, but once like I'd have to.
Mitch is a psycho, just like us. Like, he is.
I love it. Cheers, man.
I'd have to keep the mouthpiece out during the kickoff because I was against you guys. I was on hit squad. I don't know if you guys remember. You guys drew up the opening kickoff. You had a gunner coming for somebody. Right
Take
off
their
the
head
bat.
off. Was it Buddy Baxter, probably?
I'm just so
Juice
grateful
mine.
it wasn't me because that was on Sunday. Like we watched that replay like 10 times. It wasn't me, but it was actually one of my roommates.
We got a drone flying over there. Shoot it down. Someone shoot it down. We're in Florida.
But I think like coming out to that and like Sandstorm playing and y'all's student section.
It's nuts.
My memory, literally, I mean, I don't remember when we played you guys, but I had it as my profile picture. It was just like a little blimp of me, and it was y'all's student section and stuff over there. And like,
Was it grain? Is it grainy?
It's pretty grainy. All our stuff.
All our stuff.
I mean,
thank God though.
Films, and I'm like, this is taken on a razor.
We've talked about this a bunch on each episode. It's like playing at Furman now and like having success at Furman now.
Sure.
You're gone. Like you're playing in South Carolina next year with the transfer portal and NIL and all this stuff now. Like it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
Like talk about that. Like say you were in that day and age and you're all conference as a freshman.
Yeah.
and South Carolina calls.
Yeah.
Are you gone?
I talk about that with the guys I play with, and I'm so close. So the defensive coordinator there, he's a GA, Coach Vaughn. He's an awesome dude.
Yeah.
He's running an awesome program there. But that's like, for them, they have like, and I think every college team, like you got to put this focus on building this culture where guys want to stay.
Yep.
And being a kid from Florida with long hair and some tattoos and stuff at Furman, it wasn't like I walk on campus and I exactly fit into that mold. So
FU University?
FU all the time. FU 1 time, 2 times, 3 times.
All the time.
All the time. But I do think that's something where it's, I can't imagine, the importance of like what these guys have to do to invest in these guys to get them to stay. But then also you also want to be competitive. So then now it's like, now you got to go and also.
So would you stay, or would you, if someone offered you money to?
Yeah, I was just talking with one of my buddies before this, and I think that's, for me, like where I'm at now in life, the trouble I have kind of like figuring this stuff out is like I'm a loyal guy, and I think that's the other piece of like the brotherhood that I have.
Yeah.
And I still share
I hate to say anything positive about Clemson on this podcast. I think Dabo is.
He's hit the nail on the head in that sense.
I agree. Not dipping into the portal is. Is he getting the portal now?
They did sign a portal guy. Signed 2, right?
So like dipping his toes in.
Well, they're not in the playoff.
But for the most part, it's like,
I
thought it was great what he said. It's like, we're recruiting guys. We're going to build this culture. If you want to leave.
Yeah.
We're keeping guys that want to be here.
Sure.
And I think there's.
Shane's the same way, though.
Yeah, I agree.
Shane says if you come to my office and ask me about the portal, you might as well have got in yesterday.
Yeah.
Like, you're dead to me.
I couldn't imagine walking in and say, yeah, I'm a transfer, then say, hey, no luck, I'm coming back, guys.
Sorry.
I was only kidding. Big joke.
Just leverage.
Yeah. But yeah, I think, the FCS and like now it's like now you can sign somewhere. You got the junior college stuff, right? And that's a similar aspect of that. But now it's you go and ball out, and then now somebody's throwing.
The JUCO, the whole thing with JUCO is insane.
But it is crazy because obviously I worked at the university for a year and a half. There's guys that are turning down FCS scholarships to be walk-ons in South Carolina because.
I don't think there is walk-ons anymore, though. I thought there's a new.
They haven't passed that yet. I think it's coming, but like you don't get scholarship money, but you get preferential treatment, you get academic support, you get food, you get clothes, you get basically everything that an FCS school would give you at the bigger scale. So there were guys that are turning down Furman offers to come be walk-ons.
But okay, so why would you do that as opposed to going to FCS, balling, and then getting recruited all over again?
Yeah, and then maybe somebody's offering you money.
That's
right.
Sort of
thing, right?
There's guys that are going to be doing it. It's like, why would I go walk on at a South Carolina? Why not go to a JUCO?
Because young guys don't bet on themselves anymore.
I think a lot of guys kind of do.
But
I think so.
If I'm in that situation, it's like I could get everything else that all these other guys are getting, and then I could go and immediately like.
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
It's the fact of I look back and like where my parents were, like no one educated them on the recruiting process and all that sort of stuff, right? And
it wasn't big. That wasn't big at South
Carolina.
Yeah. Or at Lake Brantley when we were coming out.
Yeah. So I can't imagine if someone, like said, hey, come to our program, you're going to get the same thing everybody else. Basically scholarship, is that, I don't know, the gray line that is now, or the gray area that is in like recruiting and that sort of thing.
The recruiting has changed drastically.
Social media.
So I don't know if you know, I train quarterbacks in Tampa, and I have all these parents that are like, what should he be doing for recruiting? I was like, I don't have the slightest clue.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know.
My
Post as
son's
much as you
getting
can.
recruited
Yeah.
now too, so I'm experienced.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out how to get my son recruited.
Sure.
And I said just post as much as you can on Twitter or X, whatever the hell. Just post as much as you can. Tag every single coach you can. Go to a bunch of camps and.
Dude, when we were coming up, it was like you had certain periods of time where coaches can contact you, and now we didn't have all the social media and stuff, and now it's.
Josh Allen did not have a high school offer. Did not have a JUCO offer. He said he wrote an email letter to every single school possible. And Wyoming was the only one.
And he may win the damn MVP. Sure. I think he should.
It's wild.
There's Baker Mayfield.
If you're good enough, they'll find you.
Yeah.
That's at the end of the day.
You would hope.
Yeah.
There's plenty of guys that are kicking themselves in the gonads for doing, stuff that didn't really help them to get recruited. There's
a lot of people that people that are charging an arm and a leg to help you get recruited that is really not doing much in favor for you.
Especially now with like the world's so small, right?
Dude,
I mean,
all these
when we
recruiting
played,
sites and
like,
these portal sites, dude. You should see. Have you looked at any of that?
No.
How much they're charging for portal advice, for transfer advice, for juke advice? It
makes me sick.
I'm gonna send you a link, and you're gonna shit your pants.
Just go ball. Right?
Make sure you're wearing a diaper or a safari suit.
Yeah, safari suit. They should probably like license those.
I kind of want to, honestly.
That should be like the podcast. I mean,
there's a 5-point store of just safari suits from Stephen Garcia.
Oh my god.
That'd be great.
I think I left a bulletproof vest still.
The Bulletproof Vest was the second time that I got to hang out with you
He had a
guys.
Vince Carter jersey. Was it Vince Carter jersey? Because you're a jersey guy too.
Yeah, I was a jersey guy. Yeah. But we went to one of those concerts.
I do remember
some
that.
concert, live music.
Yes,
Garcia was wearing a Bulletproof Vest. I was like, man, what's like, are we in danger
That was
here?
a
It's
sorority
like,
we're always in
That was a
danger.
sorority function.
We're always in danger, man.
Yeah. But no, I mean, he had like girls coming up to him like, "Oh, my mom loves you." I'm like, "What the hell's going on?" Just like wild stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, it's
Moms love Stephen.
So it doesn't. Well, so I bring her up to Columbia the first time. My wife Masha, and my mom's like, "Just don't get mad. Just go with the flow."
yeah.
We go to this place on Divine, the Mexican place, Cantina.
Yeah.
Lady comes up. She goes, "Yeah, I was a cheerleader back in the day." Brings her leg all the way up, next to her ear, and like starts dancing. I'm like,
Oh God.
"Why?
Yeah.
Why do you have to do this?"
How old was she?
She had to be 60 years old. Yeah. And I was like,
Stop.
and the husband's
Still got it, though.
The husband's like some, rich dude. He's like, "Ah, you see that?" I was like, "Yeah, man, it's so sick."
Yeah.
But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you this much. And Coach Elliott kind of hit on it. He's like, "You got kicked off the team, and people for some reason still love you." I don't.
I mean, dude,
You
people
did a lot of
absolutely love
You did a lot
But,
of really cool.
I mean, to me, it was a really cool spot to like have gotten to hang out with you guys and spend time there, but then also go and play in that environment. And Steven gifted us, I think he gifted us a couple interceptions that Saturday.
More than likely, yeah. Hey, go
Gun
ahead. You got it, Mitch. Let's see what you do with the ball.
I didn't get one. I didn't get one that day, but I think that environment that you guys have, and then just the interaction that you guys have on campus, and the culture and stuff that was, you guys had Spurrier obviously, and kind of being a part of like having conversations with Pat before he came up there. I mean,
Coach Beamer was there for that.
Right.
So now
He
he's
saw
head
the
coach
whole
of South
thing, yeah.
Carolina. So like, he saw how to do it. Not to
Yeah.
mention his dad did a pretty damn good job at
sure.
Virginia
I mean,
Tech.
But
Pride and Joy. I don't know
Pride
if
and
you
Joy, I
talked
remember
about it.
that.
That was our whole special teams.
we did a episode with Coach Beamer. I had no idea that he had that much lineage. I knew his dad, obviously, but I didn't know he bounced around.
He went everywhere.
I mean,
He
with
did his
Coach
like,
Kroom
I guess the
from
due diligence of like going and studying under the right people. Changed none of them.
yeah.
The reason why
it's
year
working.
4 they've had the success that we've had.
No question about it. I'm excited for him. I'm excited for the future, and I think a lot of, as you can tell by how many people are out here. I mean,
You guys got
there's a good amount of people that.
So do you pull for the Gamecocks now? Like Gamecocks are playing random SEC
Carolina.
schools.
One of the guys that made a couple trips, Will King, his family's kind of split. Clemson, Gamecocks. I mean, I think it's all love for anything South Carolina.
Okay, love it.
Girlfriend's a Hawkeye.
So you live in Chicago now, so like
Yeah.
Furman, you probably don't see much Furman football on TV unless you're streaming it on.
It's fun. I mean, we didn't have a very
ESPN,
good year
EHL.
last year. The year before, we had a really good year, made it to the
Yeah.
playoffs and stuff. It's fun to like show up to the bar in Chicago and get the Furman game on there, and people are, who the hell is that? And then they just love FU. I mean, anybody. I don't know, it's like when I came back to Orlando and I put the FU license plate on, I had people like honking their horn and flicking me off and stuff.
I love
and
it.
I was like, why are
Furman-
people being
Furman
so
University,
aggressive towards
yeah.
me? And I forgot that I had the FU license plate on. But
One of the kids I used to train and played receiver at Furman, and when the whole pandemic was going on, he gave me a mask, purple mask, FU, and I was like, it's the only mask I'll ever wear.
Best mask you got.
And I like wore it like over my eyes just to piss a lot of people
Yeah.
off.
I have a lot of pride going to Furman. I think, what you guys are talking about, I'm sure that this is going to be a conversation that everybody's talking about with the transfer portal and all that sort of stuff. But I think for me, the friendships, the brotherhood, I'm still very close with, I mean, a ton of guys that I played with, and
blood, sweat, and tears, man.
yeah, you go through that stuff, and being at that small school and having that pride, I think is cool. Same way as anywhere, you know, like the stuff that we invest in, people don't realize like what goes into getting out there on Saturday and how much effort and love and
it's a lot more than just a damn
spring
paycheck.
Ball, summer workouts, fall
even
camp.
Even if you're
Spring ball. What the hell is that?
Yeah. That was voluntary for you?
It was voluntary, yeah, very voluntary. Very involuntary except for one time. One spring.
Experience it. Dude, love you.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Just jumping on.
Oh!
Fumble.
Just mess it up.
Yeah, I love zoom in on it.
Good stuff,
Safari
guys.
time.
Yeah.
Love you, dude.
I'm Zach. I played with these two clowns back in the day. I had one story to share. I was thinking about it on my way.
Is it a
up.
question or a story?
It's both. I believe it was it 2000, spring of 2009.
I think that's the only spring that I played, yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, well, that helps. This is when Steven had finally matured, just so you guys know.
We're still working.
And it was a big spring for him. We had a scrimmage. He was playing very well, from what I recall. Even played great in the scrimmage. And then after the scrimmage, this is where it really gets good. We went to the retreat. I don't know if the retreat still exists.
The retreat
God
still
there, yeah.
bless, we had some bangers there. And there was a party, good party. And of course the cops got called. And I kind of just vaguely remember him like taking off, running. And I was kind of wondering
Olympia was so far.
why he was running, because he's 21. Like, he's allowed to have a beer in his hand. But he runs. And he runs for the fences, of course. And he scales the fence.
Just natural
Like
instinct.
freaking Batman.
Yeah, like Batman. Gets to the top. By the time he gets to the top, his pants have kind of sagged a little bit, so his ass crack's hanging out. And shortly thereafter, he kind of just tumbles off the fence. And then you just hear like groaning, kind of like from an empty field. And I was like, oh, I hope he's okay. And he just kind of limps off into the darkness. And we don't find him. He's gone. And I go home. I'm seriously concerned about him, obviously. Did he get arrested? Is he in trouble? Did they find him? How's his ankle?
Is he alive?
Most importantly. So next morning, I think we texted briefly beforehand, or I called you. I was like, "Gosh, your ankle." He's like, "Not good, dude. Not good." So I was like, "So what's the plan?" And he's like, I think I'm just gonna say I sprained in the scrimmage." I was like, "Okay, well, what play?" He's like, we gotta figure one out." So he comes limping in, and sure enough, he's got a like certified high ankle sprain. Like, he's out.
3 weeks. Yeah, you're
He's
done.
out. And at first, I think they believed you. Like, and then that kind of as the day went
Was
on,
that Trainer Clint or was that Bill?
he started,
Clint.
he started getting questions like, "Hey,
The play was
play that happened on?" He was like, "Oh, I think it was the play that I think it was the play I rolled out. Norman was chasing me." All right, he deflects that. We go on a little bit further. Steven, we watched the tape again. Like, what play did it happen on? Coach, I don't know. It was one of those plays where I just rolled out. So long story short, I think this is actually the one lie at South Carolina that you ever got away with.
so somewhere.
He got away with more.
Yeah, that was the main one.
Yeah. Coach Spurrier was asking. He's like, "Hey, what?" And he kept rewinding it.
Just watch
What
it
play?
again.
What play? Yeah,
He
and
played
no one-
really good. I don't remember.
Yeah, no one didn't hit you there. I was like, I'm pretty sure he did.
Yeah, it was right there. You see, Coach? Yeah, my ankle tweaked. But hey, thanks for having me on.
One question here
All right, let's hear it.
for Pat. Steven, I'm sorry, I don't know where you're from originally, but
She's Tampa.
Yeah, Tampa. I'm right down the
all right,
road.
So this
Florida
could
guys,
be pertaining to
Florida
both,
guys.
yeah.
What makes you, what was intriguing to you about Columbia at the time? Obviously Spurrier, his
Offensive geniusness.
yes, but
And just aura and all that other
if
shit.
it weren't for Spurrier, what drew you to Columbia, or why Columbia? Why USC?
I mean, honestly, I knew very little about Columbia. I came up and visited. I did one of their junior showcase days. I actually played defense. But I mean, I think the big thing was one was coach's recruiting pitch. Like, I didn't have an opportunity to go anywhere. He did. But come here and do something that's never been done to be remembered at South Carolina, which we did. But two was like, both my parents went to Florida. So like I watched Coach Spurrier growing up a Gator fan, and I'm like, I want to go play for that guy. Like he did some really cool shit. So that's why I came.
Yeah, I mean, I think he gave you the same pitch that he gave me, and it was like
2-star, 4-star, 5-star.
It's like you can go to these other schools and kind of be part of their tradition, or you come to South Carolina where historically we've kind of sucked, and kind of create your own legacy and your own deal. And he told me that, and I saw he was coming on board, and just we had such a good damn group.
Yeah. We did,
of dudes. Yeah. The locker room was amazing.
Well, y'all built it really.
We were groomed from guys that came before us. Like it was like we could stay there. Like,
okay, so then I guess secondary question to that is now that there's kind of been this culture developed through Columbia. I think we've started to have some respect in the SEC a little bit more as we've come along here. Like now what? What's the differentiating factor between Florida? We don't have Spurrier, but obviously Beamer's incredible. That would sell me. But what would be your now if you were in your position?
Well, I mean, Shane's a connector. Like Shane, even when we were like post playing at Carolina, Shane would always reach out to me, like touch base. Hey, how's everything going? You don't think about it like in the moment.
As a sports card fan, those are unparalleled.
But then like thinking back, like it's pretty cool.
I saw. It is one of the only ones.
I love it.
Do you want to yell or not yell?
No. How cool is that I saw that?
I love it.
Do you want to look at the camera and yell?
I love it. I hope you don't edit this damn thing, Dakota. This is what it's about, man. It's bowl week. You got a game tomorrow?
We're bowling.
I mean, we got 10 wins on the opportunity. I mean,
where were we even at?
Huh?
What was the question?
We were just talking about Beamer, how he reached out to you guys after.
Oh yeah, I mean,
he never changed his number.
Yeah.
Never changed his number. He had the 843 number and our 803 number. And
but, I mean, from a recruiting standpoint, like a guy who's consistent and willing to touch base and always like filling in, like I feel like the consistency and just the intentionality that he had from a recruiting standpoint is good. Then also like we have badass facilities. Like the funding in South Carolina is there now. Like from an NIL standpoint, like we're not playing a catch-up game anymore. Like we have fans that are coughing up the money from an NIL standpoint. Like it's there. Yeah. So what's your thoughts?
No, you hit the nail on the head, 100%. And Coach Beamer's the loyal guy. I don't think there's any shot of a doubt that that's the case. I think he's building a culture that embodies that. Guys want to play for him, and who the hell wouldn't want to play for him?
Absolutely.
He's a football guy.
No, for sure.
He's not some sort of bull trust fund kid that's got tossed into that, and it's awesome to see. And getting a chance to talk with him, you got to talk to him in person, and he's been the same damn guy.
Yeah.
But it's cool that we're recruiting the DMV real well, right? Like we're getting guys out of Alabama, Florida, Georgia.
The DMV?
Yeah.
What is that? Like the Department of Motorized?
No, like
Department of Motorized. No, it's DC, Maryland, Virginia.
Harbor.
The hell's in these
Nick
things?
Harbor, Dylan Stewart.
Dylan Stewart, Marshawn Lloyd.
That you know who the big plug with that was?
Pete
Limbo.
Yeah.
Pete Limbo
Yeah, not
was really good up there.
That's what I thought was.
DMV was Department of Motor Vehicles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what it is, then, right?
Yes. You're right.
All right, you got me crazy.
I got one for you.
Got a question for us? Thank you.
All right, man, you're done. You just got trampled.
Hey, he talked a little.
All right, well, you got to come on in here, man.
Yeah.
All right, with NIL today, what you think y'all's value would be? What would y'all ask for?
Oh,
A round of golf and a 12-pack of beer.
same.
Really? What would
But
Brandon Reed and what
he
school?
could have driven a hell of a lot more than that.
But I don't think I would survive. You give me a lot of money in college. We've talked about this before, man. I honestly, I swear to God, I don't think I'd
We thought we were
survive.
rich getting $45 a week.
Yeah.
Do y'all like the NIL? Where it's going now, or it got
I am happy that guys are able to monetize their name, image, and likeness.
And they should. They should.
But the pay for plays getting out of hand, right? Do y'all?
Out of control. out of control. It should be.
I think there should be a cap. Like that. I think that
should be incentive based. You want to have a guy that's
a load of touchdowns, or you make a load of money.
Yeah.
Sellers.
You throw. All right. So it's like a signing bonus. So all right. So we're gonna sign you for $100,000. Well, $100,000 in college, by the way, is a lot of freaking money.
4-year deal.
You throw 30 touchdowns, you get another $100,000. You throw 3,000 yards, you get another $100,000. You throw for this, you win this many games, you get another.
They're making millions now.
Yeah. For guys that haven't even played a snap.
There's high school guys. Asking millions.
The kid from Michigan, $12 million. That'd be a very, very. I would make that kid feel like the biggest piece of shit. If I'm the starting quarterback at Michigan, and you got this high school kid, 5-star kid, you're going to pay him $12 million, hasn't played a snap, we ain't getting along.
Not at all.
It's very simple.
Not one man.
You're gonna leave before you get that $12 million.
Take Clowney out. Who's the best player in South Carolina to y'all? Ever played? Y'all played against?
I'll let you go first. I have mine in my head already.
Well, the most athletic or best player? Or?
Best player.
Retired in 2020. And my dad died in 2017, so I shared.
Hey, man, you can say
I mean, I think Alshon or Marcus.
I'm going opposite. I'm going Eric Norwood. Eric Norwood, I think, is the most slept upon.
Yeah.
Freshman All-American, 2 other-time All-American.
That's a good point.
All-American, 3 of his 4 years at Carolina. Like, didn't have the NFL career because he was a hybrid. Like,
we'd love to get him on the podcast, right?
Yeah. I mean, if he'd showed up, from a statistical standpoint and from like what he accomplished post-college, is one of the most forgotten about players in South Carolina.
Great. Marcus, you think he'd have had a great NFL career without them? Because he's from my hometown.
Oh my gosh.
Marcus is? Yeah.
Marcus was a special.
He made my job a hell of a lot easier.
Hello. Hello.
He fell forward. All right,
but yeah,
Super Bowl.
No questions. Get the out.
All right, you're done.
You're cut off. Yeah, you're cut off.
You gotta know this.
Hold on.
All right.
I want to know this. What was the vibe in the locker room? And after it's all said and done, years later, is it Shanahan or is it Ryan for taking a sack, or is it Shanahan for pulling a pass play in that scenario for taking a sack?
So Julio makes the catch. Like, jumps over 17 people, makes the catch. We're on the 26, 27-yard line. I haven't relived this in memory many times.
That was a sideline catch, right?
Obviously, yes.
Yes.
We were in 11 personnel then, so 1 tight end, 1 running back. He makes the catch. I immediately run out. We're up 8 at the time. I immediately run out. I'm like, cool, we're going to go load power, kick field, go up 11. We're up 2 scores, game's over.
Game's over.
I'm in the huddle, and Matt Ryan standing outside the huddle. He's like, Pat, get out. What do you mean? What are you talking about? He's like, we're in 11 personnel. I ran to the sideline. I grabbed my running backs coach, Bobby Turner. I'm like, what the hell are we doing in 11 personnel? He's like, I have no idea. Now, we ran slant. Mohamed Sanu caught the ball. We gained 8 yards. Holding penalty on the right tackle. Set back 1st and 20. And then the wheels fell off. But I went up to Kyle. So, Super Bowl, you have a party, win or lose. Regardless, your hotel, like we had Ludacris, 2 Chainz, like every Atlanta rapper yet possible was at our party. I went up to Kyle Shanahan after the game. I had a couple cocktails, and I was like, what the were you thinking throwing the ball on 1st down? And he's like, Coach Quinn told me to call it aggressively like I did all year, and outside of the holding penalty, like we were going to run load power the next 2 plays and convert and win. But we had them off balance. We had a good call, good play. Just had a holding penalty. And sure enough, that holding penalty cost me a Super Bowl and Atlanta Super Bowl.
Did anybody, like, in the locker room right after?
Oh, God, it was a shit show.
People
Going
after each other?
Going after each other, just like sheer disappointment. Like, I tried to be like Mr. Stoic. Like I had a young room, like Devontae Freeman, Tevin Coleman, Teron Ward. Like I was year 5, 6, like still a young buck in the league. But I had to like put on like So Devontae missed a blitz pickup, sack fumble. Tevin rolled his ankle, wasn't able to finish the game. Turn Ward, didn't play much, but, Tevin was in the shower, punching the wall. Devontae Freeman was, wouldn't take his helmet off, crying. So I'm like, I have to be the big guy here, and, I can't shed my emotions.
Can I ask this now it's all said and done?
No.
It goes in overtime. Brady gets the ball. Is the sideline we're
Yeah.
I mean,
I feel like everybody.
I remember during
kind of assume
I remember during the game, I don't think a lot of the guys on our team understood that they had number 12 on their team, and he's never out of the game. So we're sitting there, and I'm like, all right, guys, 2 first downs here. Let's just pin them back and make them drive. We're up a lot. I get it, but we just can't go 3 and out and give them good field position because they're going to get points regardless. We have to continue moving forward, and it was the perfect poison. We were the number 1 scoring offense in the NFL. We scored 36 points a game. We had 52. We had 52 plays on offense. Our defense was 27th or 28th in the NFL that year. They had 115 plays. So it was the cards were stacked against us.
It just goes to show you, man, the NFL's rigged.
Was that the script? When you got the script, you was like, I'm full.
I read it and I'm like, man, so I have to act surprised when I end up, I'm up 28-3 in the middle of the third quarter. I have to
No way.
Damn it. Why did I get this script? I got to ask you. There's a lot of questions but for both of y'all, but
You should write a book.
in the Alabama game, you throw the ball
why we're
in the
doing
end
a
zone
podcast.
for the safety because it's snapping over your head. I saw Spurrier's reaction on the sideline. What did he say to you?
It's the right play.
To be completely honest, I kind of blocked him out. That was after every play, though.
What were we up at that point?
It was 20,
It was the first play of the second half.
I think it was 20.
TJ snapped the ball when I wasn't ready, and it went over my forehead. And I picked it up. I got a good bounce, and I should have rolled left and threw it. I got Dante Hightower.
Yeah, screaming on your face.
Yeah, I'm not dealing with that.
Does that make it what? 20, 21? What?
It's
We were
irrelevant.
2 scores,
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I didn't give a shit what the score was. I'm self-preservation at this point.
How much fun did you have after
See you
that
later.
game?
I didn't have any fun, man. I never had any fun. No. All I did was have fun, man. It's the point of college.
Yeah. So after game, where was the party at? What do we do?
Where was the party not?
Yeah.
What do we do?
We went to.
I'll tell you this. My buddy went to the hospital because he got an option in the stands. It was jail or hospital because he was at.
Yeah, at that point.
He was at, and he was like, I'm going. He's like, hospital. So he went to the hospital. Dude, what's funny is,
Man, if that was an option, I wish I would have said hospital.
I
got bamboozled by the cops.
No, true story. In the ambulance, he's like, what's the score? They were like 21-0. He's like, hell, I'm glad I ain't there anyway. They're like, no, it's South Carolina 21-0. He's like, let me go back. And you're like, no, you're going to hospital.
You're done here, sir.
You're done here, sir.
We went. We had a party on top of Stadium Village Lofts.
Yeah,
I love that place. Yeah.
There was a DJ up on top there, and then we went to Village Idiot and
That's so good. That's so good.
tried to burn the place down. I think we were there till 5.
We did our best. We did our best to burn it down.
Chick-fil-A bowl.
That place
You go out that night?
We talked about that on this episode.
Was you
I
there?
didn't want to, but go ahead.
Oh, after the Chick-fil-A bowl, it was New Year's Eve.
Yeah.
We went out.
What are you gonna do?
I will
Cry
say
in the
this.
beer?
I will say this though, and this was a long time ago, but I remember we was on the second or third row in the end zone, and
They were so fast.
when you snapped the ball, it looked like we were moving at 5 miles an hour and Florida State at 30. They were coming up the edge so damn fast, and I remember thinking, damn, Garcia got no time. Like, what's he got to do back there? Like, I'm not.
They were good.
Torrey Gurley.
I may have been moving at 5 miles an hour though.
Dude, I swear to God,
Allegedly, 'cause that's the
Florida was
rumor.
in our receiver's pocket, and they're coming.
Yeah, they were running our route for us.
And it's like,
Looked like from the end.
damn, man, what is that's when you get the true perspective on. People can sit at home all day long and be like, oh, he ain't doing this or he ain't doing that. But I was on the field for the Auburn game in 2014 when Dylan was out there. And, dude, they were just coming off the edge, dude. It's
I can assure you, after years of watching quarterback play on college football, NFL Sunday, like, hey, what are you doing? It's like, what am I saying? You understand how hard that shit is?
It's tough. It's tough.
It's damn near.
Hey, Steven, it's easy.
Yeah.
Coach
It's easy. Yeah, throw it to the open guy. Oh, no shit. That's all I got to do? Why didn't you just tell me that?
Tell me which one's going to be open before the snap. And before
and he would say that. I mean, I swear to God, man, playing at Williams-Brice, and it was loud as shit. I'm taking my job. The only person I could hear is Coach Spurrier's voice in my ear. Yeah. Hey, throw the A. Throw the A. Throw the X. Throw the X.
Who's your main A or X?
Alshon.
Alshon.
I mean, there was a bunch. Alshon was typically.
Coach Spurrier was really good. Like, we ran a lot of DC double cadence.
Yeah.
So, like, we also had a lot of, like, procedural penalties, like delay games, because he is
I got a good relationship now.
set up and then getting the coverage and, like, jumping up and down, sending the play in late. I mean, Coach did a really good job. Now, the play came in late with like 8 seconds. You had to give it to everybody.
Yeah.
Set up. But if he would call the play against the coverage he wanted, somebody's on his butt naked every freaking
Y'all
play.
still watch religion? Y'all watch every game?
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, can I keep asking?
Yeah.
So, like, SEC championship game, we felt confident going in. I just want to know, like, I mean, as a fan, as a watching, how does it feel, like, first drive of the game, after they scored, you go down, play action.
He scored.
Hit the marker down the field.
War Eagle.
Draw two War Eagle.
Split the cover two with a damn fullback in the middle of it.
We called that the first game against him.
Yeah.
When Connor was in. And
We
Connor
should
threw a
have won that
line
first
drive.
game. Sorry to cut you off. If Antonio Allen, I love him, if Antonio Allen scoops that fumble up cleanly and returns it back for a touchdown, we win that game. He bobbles it, goes out of bounds, Auburn gets the ball, and the rest is history. If he scoops that bitch up and runs it back, we win that game. Y'all win that game.
Yeah, well,
And
if your aunt's had balls, she'd be your uncle.
And we don't have to play them in the SEC championship game too.
Yeah. Trust me, that was heartbreaking.
I mean, Cam Newton was just.
It was a special year for them.
What do you do?
We should have beat them in Auburn. I don't think there's no doubt. The Hail Mary right before the SEC championship, that was a dagger.
We were spying Cam with a linebacker. And, like, you have to spy him with a DN just to match size, and the DN can't run with him.
Right, because Antonio Allen hits him head up at the 4-yard line.
We had him on.
Pushes Antonio Allen to the end zone. Antonio Allen's a ball.
6'6", 250.
It's hard to take down.
Right, what do you do? I mean, Nick Fairley was a man amongst boys on the D-line.
But now we got a guy on our side that is that guy.
Who? What do you mean?
Sellers.
Oh, yeah.
He's that guy.
Sellers is as close to Cam Newton as I've seen him.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Now, as he continues to get confident,
He throws it better. He throws it better.
And like you asked, why the hell are you sliding so much? If he just
And he hasn't slid since.
you saw in the A&M game, he lowers that shoulder, he's knocking that DB back.
that was the week after we had him on the podcast.
Yeah, literally.
He called him a podcast.
I mean, why is he sliding so much? Because there was times I love Sellers.
He's not sliding
He
anymore.
would slide and he'd come up a yard short. Why are you sliding?
What do you think Sellers needs to do to like take the next step to get better?
Reps. At this point, reps.
Continue.
Like,
Yeah, exactly what he said. No,
reps.
exactly what he said. Reps.
Do y'all have a good relationship with Beamer?
Yeah. Shane's awesome. Like, I mean, he coached us. Like, he was my special teams coordinator. He was like, dude, you're not playing on offense much. Give me 3 phases, and they'll find a place for you on offense after you play on 3 phases.
He would text us when he was kind of like
When I was
pushing
playing in the
for
NFL, he
that
touched
job.
base with me all the time. When his name started coming up, like, he reached out to us, like, hey, like, I want this job. Like, this is my dream job. I know everybody heard it in the press conference. But he touched base with all of us former players of, like, guys, like, I will do anything to get this job.
Yeah,
I love it.
Appreciate y'all.
I am not. I got a New Year's Eve party to host, man. In Tampa.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Hey, thank you so much for coming out, man.
All right, signing off from GB's Bottle Shop here in Orlando. Big night, long episode. Go Gamecocks.
That was awesome.
Cheers.
That's funny. Cheers. Your backwash.